I'm gonna have to clean up this room before the next
Hello. I'm still
stream.
not. Oh,
Oh, there we
wait,
go.
wait.
It's
We're
working.
back. Jeff. Thank you. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Psych,
We
I
didn't
Don't do
mean
it
told
to,
you.
again.
Jeff. We're sorry.
Oh man. Okay. I'm
Please don't
sorry.
do
I'm
that
sorry.
again.
I'm sorry. All right. Let's jump back to what we were talking about before we were
my God.
interrupted. The Gold Conference. I don't know where we exactly cut off, but we are jumping straight to the Gold Conference. If you didn't hear, we're doing 5 matches. We don't have cross conference, so we're picking one. I don't want to go into too much detail anymore because I said it before. I hope you guys heard it. If not, then I'll explain in Discord if people are interested. But yeah, let's start with the first match. We are looking at Dad Legend versus ATL. What do you guys think? Looking at this, so what, Dano? I'm sure you watched every episode, but just as a refresher,
Oh yes.
the way we normally do it on the show is we go from 1 to 5, 5 to 1, either way, and just say which team's going to win each of those seeds, and then who wins overall, and then the score that would be. So let's say you said, in this case, Dad Legend wins all 5, for example. That would be a 5-0 to Dad Legend. And you would go from the top. You'd say Zabe wins, Mayan wins, Yellow Dart wins, Corbin / Bill Snyder wins, Turd wins, and so on. Just as an example. But let's hear from Desharmo first. What do you think?
Dad Legend wins 4-1.
4-1. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go all the way down 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think Dave gets the 5.
All right. Quick and easy.
Yeah, so I thought this was a kind of a tough one to figure out. So I thought, honestly, it was definitely a lock in the 1, and then Force of Will and Bill Snyder, kind of a toss-up. A couple of toss-ups here, Free Hong Kong and Myanodon. So, but I do think it's Dad Legend. So obviously, Anasaya wins in the 1 seed. I think Myanodon wins it in the 2. Brick wins in the 3 because he has a numeral in his name, and that always makes him cool and a winner. And then I think Bill Snyder and then Dave the Great wins for ATL. But I think Dad Legend wins it overall. So Zaib, Myanodon, and Bill Snyder win 3-2.
Okay, word. I also do. We do have a result actually. That's not on here. Zabe did win just a little bit ago, 3-1. So. You guys did make your predictions maybe before knowing. I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't know, I promise.
We'll see. I'll give it to you.
I did know. I was looking at it here. So.
Oh, okay. So
mine should count.
We'll figure it out.
I think in my notes. So
I think we're gonna have to not count that for everybody.
No.
It's just more points you have available. It's gonna be more math for you later.
You
Okay.
don't want me to win again.
If you're gonna do the math later, then you can do it. Okay.
Oh.
I had to do the math last time. If I have to do the math with someone having slightly less options or more potential points, it's going to be a lot harder. So I'm sorry, but it's easier for me to get rid of. Anyway, for those you don't know, I keep a tally. If you guys didn't watch last season, and as Desharmo pointed out, he did win last season. So we're going to try to make that not happen again. With my awesome predictions that are totally serious and 100%, going to be accurate. So I'm going to say Dad Legend wins all of them and move from there. So, boom.
Good decision.
Cola Desharmo.
Easy.
Awesome.
Yeah, it worked for you last season, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
How the tables how the turntables, my friend.
How the turntables.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, sorry. I'm looking at the sheet and I totally forgot to say this. Turd also was a gem and gave us his predictions. He did this legitimately before, although it's not going to count for points. It's great. He got that one right. Zabe, he had winning in the 1 seed. Then he actually had Dad Legend winning throughout, except for the 5 seed. He voted himself to lose. In that case, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my Turd upset of the week is Turd winning in the 5 seed. Everyone else voted against him, not me. Even himself.
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to be amazing. and he's going to win, and it's going to be fantastic. And let's move on to the second gold match.
4th and inches. This is a dude.
Yes. 4th and inches versus a dude. Okay, so we do have some, something that I didn't mention at the top of the show briefly. Is that the nerfs just hit, so we had the date go back, so it's going to be a little bit kind of awkward. We don't have the actual classes for most of these teams to predict based on that. We're pretty much just using our knowledge of the players and what we think they're going to do, so maybe a little less statistical or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be potentially as accurate as maybe we could be, but that should hopefully be better next week. Once everything's good and the nerfs have hit, and we don't have to worry about that. So let's start again with let's do Dano to start actually, and let's go from 5 to 1 or 1
All
to 5.
right. So Itachi versus Snake seems super hard. So I'm gonna come back to that one.
Okay.
I think Ron Mexico beats Icon in the 2. Sanguine, I got to give it to him. Playing against a sub 50 PR, that seems so. Sanguine wins it in the 3. Like Super Murloc, I think I like Super Murloc in the 4 a lot. I don't know enough about either player really to say which one's gonna be better. I wish I could see the classes, and then probably Medusas in the 5, and then I'm just feeling Itachi in the 1, so for sure.
Okay, so just tell me the teams again. So it's 4th in the 1.
Yep. So
4th and
4th
inches.
in the 1, in the 2. Hi Dean. Asa in the 3, 4th in the 4, and Asa in the 5.
What was your 2? Sorry.
Ron Mexico, 4th and inches.
Okay, cool. So you have, in that case, you have 4th winning 3-2, right?
Yep.
Very cool. Okay, how about you, DeSharmo?
I'm gonna have to agree with Dano here. The first one, the Itachi versus Snake, that's a difficult one. So I'll come back to that one. I think I got to give it to my boy Ron Mexico. I think he takes it. And again, I have to agree with Dano. You're playing against the 50 PR sub. You gotta give the edge to Sanguine. And then last season we underestimated Super Murloc, and I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to give faith in Super Murloc, even though I know Shiny Pants is actually pretty good. So I'm going to give it to Super Murloc in the 4, and I'm actually gonna pick Rage Doppel in the 5. So going back to the 1, it's just a coin flip. To be honest, either one can win. So I'm gonna flip a coin. Tails Itachi, Snake heads, and it's heads. So I'm picking Snake.
All right. So you have a Sawdude winning 3-2 then?
Yes. No.
Oh no, you had the 5 seed
4th and inches.
4th and inches, but
4th and inches winning 3-2.
Yeah. Oh, you already filled yours in. Wait a second.
Yeah, I just went on Google and did a coin flip on Google, Dano.
I was like in my desk looking for a coin. I'm like, I have a coin somewhere, right?
Also, Dana, where are the sound effects? You told me you have the soundboard. Are we not making that happen?
Well, it was so darn loud. So it's set up to work well with the podcast. I have to make sure it's going to work well on this and not just like blow everyone's eardrums out, right? So it's
all right. Try one of them here. I just want to hear one, and we can hear from the chat here if it's too loud.
Bow down.
Oh, spooky.
The Yogg Saron.
The Yogg Saron. How is that, chat? While I do my predictions, you guys can answer. For me, I have Itachi in the 1, I think. Ron Mexico in the 2. Sanguine in the 3. I'm going to go with Shiny Pants in the 4. And Medusas in the 5. So I actually have, I think that's a Sawdude winning 3-2. Am I right? Is that what I put? Right, because I have 1, 2. I have 4th winning the top 2, I believe. And then a Sawdude winning the other 3. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think that both teams. This is going to be, I think, as far as the matches so far that we picked, super close. Obviously, I think Dad Ninja sweeps. That's fine, whatever. But I think this one is going to be so close, and I could see it going either way. But I'm leaning with a Saw dude in this case, but we'll have to see. Cool. Let's jump to the red conference. Itaji says that it is okay, the soundboard, so it's not bad.
Good.
All right, this is our first match in the red conference. Dirty Mike and the boys versus the Good Luck Albatrosses. I'm gonna have Desharmo go last because I know what he normally picks.
But look at that amazing logo. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. It's amazing. You know what? It's fine. It's amazing. You know what? I think.
You know what?
Never
Fun
mind.
of the
It's fine.
four-leaf clover in his mouth. Like.
Oh yeah, it's real rough. It's real rough. And those like 2 rabbit's feet, it's hard to even notice those, and it just when you do, it's just like, oh, it's got 2 rabbit's feet on its feet as well. It sure does.
I couldn't put him around his wings.
Does. Yeah.
You're just dangling there.
I see that. He's twirling him. It looks like he's in mid twirl. He's like hula hooping or whatever the hops. What was it? Skip it or whatever. One of the. You remember those?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes,
It's like using that.
I counted the number of skips you did.
Yeah,
right.
He's using the rabbit foot as a skip it. For those that are too young to know, it was a dumb toy.
All right.
It was dumb.
Oh.
Anyway, so let's hear from Dano this time first for your predictions here.
So I'm gonna go with Toos in the one as the sub.
There's actually been a result for the one. So I already know it. But...
There's been a result. So are you gonna reveal it to us?
Yeah,
if you want me
just
to.
Gonna...
2's 1, 4, 2.
Okay.
Oh, look how smart I am. See?
Or 3-2, and he got the win, 4 points. So.
Boom. Okay. Well, if it's before the show, I'm gonna not count that. I'm gonna not count it for Turd, even though he got it wrong. Because I just want to keep it fair. I want to keep it fair. He did guess it before he knew.
Win, so.
You know what? Like, if someone has more, it's more work for me later. You know, if available, then whatever. It's fine. We're gonna. He was able to get away with not getting a point there. That's fine. Or from losing a point. Anyway, keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
Catman in the 2 seed is basically a 1 seed, so I'm gonna give it to Catman there as well. So, and then I'm gonna pick Kel to beat Desharmo and kind of put the God into Desharmo early on in the season. I think he won a lot last season, so I think he can get. I don't think it's an upset necessarily, but watch out. Lefty is gonna win in the 4 seed, and then Aka with the big PR raise in the 5. So Good Luck Albatrosses win it 3-5, right? Or 3-2, right?
3-2.
Yep.
Good Luck Albatrosses, and you had them winning the 1, 2, and
the 5.
5, yeah. Cool. Weird. I'll do mine then, since we're waiting on Desharmo. I think. We already know that one. So 2's wins the 1. And then I think I'm gonna go Catman as well in the 2. I'm gonna go Desharmo in the 3. I'm gonna go Lefty and Tuna in the 4 and the 5. So I have the same score, but I have Desharmo winning and you have Kel winning, right?
Yep.
That's crazy to me, but go for it. Desharmo, let's hear yours.
You already know. 5-0.
Okay.
My boys take it.
All right. Keeping up with traditions, it worked for you last time.
But I mean, to be honest, I think the Chewbacca and Mike V have their work cut out for them. But again, Mike V and Chewbacca have been practicing a lot, so it was not really it's there are some knowledge there that I do think they can beat them.
Yeah,
So,
no, I mean I agree. I have been talking to
lefty is
Chewbacca a little
so
bit.
good in the 4.
Yeah, I mean so is Tuna in the 5. I feel like normally, right? So
Yeah.
I think those are going to be the matches that might determine this. Actually, I feel like the 1 was really important there for DMB to win. But anyway, I think it'll be a good match, and we'll see what happens. Let's jump to the next match here in the Red Conference. What's happening?
Everything's good, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. So who's going? Let's go.
I'll go.
Yeah, someone jump in. Sorry.
Hot Zilfs versus Just Rogue Things. I love that logo. I was giggling a little bit. That logo is awesome. Meet Hot Zilfs in your area. Pretty hilarious. And it's funny because they said there's actually Zilf actually stands for something. So not what you think it does. So it's pretty funny.
What would it normally stand for?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay, so what are your predictions for this match?
Family friendly.
Nope. We're moving on.
Yeah. Okay, Cole's in the 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Reed Bobson in the 2. I think he comes back with the vengeance.
Okay.
Donde in the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Anvil in the 4.
All right.
Jim in the 5. I have a hard time feeling that any of these players are gonna lose.
Wow.
I would Jim. And
is that the first 5-0 you've given to a team that wasn't yours? I don't know.
But I'm giving
back.
Hot Zills 5-0. With close games in the 4 and the 5.
Wow. Okay, and Turd, his guess was almost identical, except he had in the 5 seed, he had Dexter beating Jim. So we had 4-1 for the Zilfs. How about you, Dano?
So I like Cole's in the 1 and Rabobson in the 2. So looking at the matchups, Donde, I think I like Donde in the 3 just because I Mage seems, even though with like the nerfs coming down, I still don't know that I would take Mage right now. Like I think it's good. I think there's a chance for it to be good. I think that it's almost good, but it seems like it's not quite there. And I love Reno Mage, and I played a bunch of it, even on ladder recently, but I don't know that I would actually want to bring it. So I'm gonna give the edge to Donde there. I like Anvil in the 4, and then I think they both brought Shaman, which I think is going to be interesting because I think Shaman's going to struggle a little bit because you can't cycle anymore with that 2-mana spell, really. So it kind of
really
hurts. The whole deck kind of works right now. So I think I just like Rogue a little bit better than Hunter. So I'm gonna say Jim Philos in the 5. So yeah, sweep then. Yeah, the sweep.
Did you have Anfall in the?
Yeah, I had Anfall in the 4. Didn't I?
4.
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you're agreeing here with DeSharmo, the 5-0. Wow. All right. For my predictions, I'm gonna agree with the top 3. I think they go to the Zilfs. And I'm gonna say the bottom 2 actually go to Just Rogue Things, make it a little bit closer here. So 3-2 for the Zilfs. All right. And finally, are you ready, Diamond? Is it set up? Do we have we got to stall for like a minute? Just do it. Don't stop typing to me. I got you. Just do it. we have the highlight match. This is something that I mentioned earlier. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was before, right as we kind of lost audio. So hopefully you guys heard it, but I'll go over it right now since we're waiting just to get the graphic up. What we did this season, because we don't have the cross conference, and we really did enjoy doing that 5th match and sort of highlighting it, an extra match in either one of the conferences in this case, or the cross conference. So we decided what we were going to do is we're going to highlight a match that is either our guest team, maybe it was a match we weren't going to highlight, or it was a match that we were going to highlight but we had to pick another one for one of the other conferences. So we've got your 5th match. It's your highlight match of the week, and it's going to be Team Anoyo team, which is our new host / guest for this evening. Dano's team. There you go. And they are matched up against not YJs or not Yellow Jackets, the In Disguise Hearthstone team, I'm assuming, for that school. But they say they're not the Yellow Jackets, so we're probably fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, before this graphic is up, since we can look at the sheet here, the THL website for this, why don't we actually just talk about our predictions as it's coming up here? So let's start with you, DeSharmo.
I think I'm doing 3 of these. I think Team Anoyo wins 5-0.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like the
wow.
Not Yellow Jackets is bringing Druid and Paladin.
Yeah.
And I just 2 of those, and those are in the 2 and into 3, which are, I think, the 2 seeds where they have more likely a chance to win, maybe in the 1. But I don't. I just think that the matches, the classes that Team Anoyo brought are better, and
Wow.
I feel like Team Anoyo has that experience from playing, and not Yellow is gonna they're gonna have a tough time in their first match, and I 5-0 Team Anoyo.
Sweet, I'll take it. Want me to go with my predictions now?
No, you're going to be last, okay?
Oh, okay.
That's what we do. When it's your team, you go last.
Sorry.
So I'm going to read Turd's real quick. All right. So Turd also gave his prediction for this one. He said that Team Anoya team would win the top 4, but the not Yellow Jackets would win the 5 seed. So he gave it to Team Anoya team 4-1. And I will give my predictions. Let me just pull it up again here. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Wow. I think I'm gonna. Nope. Don't fill it in for me. I see you doing that, anonymous rabbit, which is probably you, DeSharmo. If I had to guess, you look suspicious. I'm gonna say it. Actually, man. I'm not. They haven't shown themselves to know, or to this season yet. This is their first season for the Not Yellow Jackets, so it's hard to pick them. So I'm gonna have to go off of class based on what I know about them. So I have to go off classes, and I think I tend to agree for the 1 and the 3 there. So it's really that 2. And a Mage has been playing really, really well last season. So I'm gonna go the top 3 going Team Anoyo. That's what I've done so far. So you guys get the top 3. And the question is the bottom 2. I'm gonna give it to not Yellow Jackets in the 4. Just because I'm feeling spicy. And in the 5, that one's also tough. I think I'm gonna give it to the not Yellow Jackets there as well. I'm familiar with Kid Eternity. I'm not familiar with the Final Refuge. So going with what I'm familiar with, and I know good player. So I'm gonna go 3-2 for Team Anoyo team. Yeah. Boom. Give us yours now. Dano, you've earned your right.
I think in the 1, I'm gonna take Nulltown. Don't know anything about Slay. I know a lot about Nulltown. He's a solid 1 seed.
Yeah.
A mage has been playing really well. I think I've been, especially towards the end of last season, and then just kind of even the ramp up to this season, he's just been playing lights out. Like, he knows what he wants to do. He has a really solid game plan. I'm going to give it to a mage for sure. Lemons versus me, Dano. The O was a 0 because I'm cool. So with the the druid and the paladin and the shaman bring, like, so is it like an all tempo? Is it like a tempo based bring? Like, what's the plan? And like, shaman seems hard to bring right now, right? Like, I don't, especially with like the nerfs. I'm gonna give it to me, I guess, just because like on classes alone, not necessarily on like ability, because I have no idea which one of us is better. Zethund, I know Zethund, I'll give to him as well. And then I'm going to give Kid Eternity the win in the 5, not out of like ability of the Final Refuge or not, but the Final Refuge is like traveling throughout Europe right now. And so his head is not necessarily in the game space. So I think he will give it his best shot, but I think it'll be a rough first match. And I think things will get better after. Next week we'll get some time to like practice a little bit because we have a bye, not playing bye. And then in the third week, he'll really show himself, I think. So.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, what's happening right now, Diamond? I'm seeing you look at Twitter. Is that what's happening right now?
I don't know what that was, but
I was looking to see if I could see what was on stream there, but it was not showing that. Anyway, tell us if you like this highlight match thing. If you guys want us to change it up, do something else, let us know. We just want to make this as enjoyable for you guys as possible. And I think that concludes our predictions. Let's jump right into. Let's talk about the nerfs. I think that's something that maybe people want to talk about. It's fresh. It just happened. Let's just give our first 2 cents, 5 minutes. We'll talk about what you think is going to survive, what decks are going to come out of the woodwork here with these nerfs, or what do you think it's going to affect the meta? How is it going to affect it, and what do you expect to see in the ladder meta, and then maybe elaborate if that also translates to the THL meta. Desharma, do you have any thoughts about this?
I'm still a little bit unsure about some of these nerfs. I think maybe the warrior nerf doesn't hurt that much. I mean, I feel like you floated some mana, so doing one more mana isn't too bad. And I mean, 4 mana for 3/2 for 3/3/2s with rush. That's still really good. That's better than the mummy that you run. The 3/2 that's 2 3/2s for 4 mana, and that's really good. So I still think Scion's still good. I think I think that doesn't really affect the warrior deck that much at all. And the ones I think that do hurt are the shaman one. I think a little bit, but I have the feeling, and you guys have been mentioning it all day. I have a feeling that shaman's still going to be strong. I mean, I think still being able to double invoke and get your Galakron online, and then being able to shutter walk your Galakron is so strong, and get 2 of those per game. I think that might be underrated how well that is. So if a shaman can find a way to outlast you in the early game, I think they'll be fine. And I think this does not mess up. You had mentioned it messed up the totem. I don't see how it messes up the totem. They run Earthshock anyway, so they still have the 1 mana spell.
Yeah, but Earthshock's like a situational card. It's not like you don't want to be launching that just to cycle most of the time. And it was also in there for the rogue. Right?
So
yeah, it was also in there for rogue and things you want to silence. So with the rogue nerf as well, the silence might not be as predominant. I've already seen people shift to death rattle free Highlander rogues, so even before the nerf. So it's like there's less and less of those death rattles and kind of sticky minions that you want to get rid of those effects on them. So the silence feels a little less powerful. That's my opinion on that anyway. I think moving that to 2 is going to hurt it a lot. I think there's still probably going to be a deck out there that might be viable, but it can really get shut down by aggro now. You can't Zentimo invoke on 4. You can't cycle really easily on play the frog on 3 and cycle really easy on 4 with this anymore. You can still do it, but it's just less powerful. And then also you've lost your big defensive tool, or at least weakened it by making the 5/6s into 4/5s, which is a really significant cutoff. A lot of things do 5 damage, but 6 damage is a big cutoff, especially like um, minions around the turn 5 trade a lot better into a 4/5 than a 5/6. The 2 5/6s was super overpowered. It was just
insane.
like
It's absolutely insane.
There's nothing you can do on turn 5 that deals with that easily for most decks, and 4/5s are a lot easier to deal with in my opinion. So I think it's definitely hurt Shaman. I agree with you about the warrior. I don't think it's hurt too much. I think Ankar nerf is good. It just felt like one of those sort of Kaliseth type of cards where if you just draw it on turn 3, or are able to play it on turn 3, it was just super powerful. It was able to snowball really easily. It can still do that. It can still draw 2, but drawing 3 I felt like was really significant. It can still draw 2. You can still get another one, but it lets you cycle a lot slower and doesn't really create this huge differential between, like in Pirate Warrior, if you have it or not, the win rate just skyrockets. So I think that was a smart nerf. And then I already mentioned the rogue stuff. I think it's still viable with the apothecary, but I think people have already, like I said, been shifting away from that. So I think it might continue to do that. And then the warlock nerf. We'll see. I didn't play too much warlock personally. That felt like a really powerful card. I think it's still viable. It's obviously not as powerful, but you're really playing it for the invoke. It's nice to get those 2/2/1s at worst. And maybe at 4 mana, if that's what you're getting, is really just the 2/1s. You feel pretty bad. But when you have a board and you're playing a zoo deck, a lot of times you kind of, especially when you're playing cards like this, you're not, you don't have a ridiculous amount of cards. You're cycling a lot, playing a lot of really small cards, and so that extra mana usually doesn't make too much of a difference. Usually, there obviously are points where it will, but that 1 extra mana at 3 versus 4, I don't think is too bad. What do you think, Dano?
So Ankar, I think it's a good nerf for ladder. I don't THL meta, to be honest. I don't know how, because I mean, when you have 2 warrior brings, it's always it's hard to, you don't always want to bring the one that's weaker to the other one, because then you can get burned if they don't ban warrior. So I think that's going to definitely affect ladder. I'm not sure about THL. I think the shaman nerfs are huge, at least for the current build, because the current build's all about cycle, right? And you just can't cycle the same way. So I think shaman will probably be okay, but it's definitely gonna have to shift again already, which it's shown it's capable to do. But I would be scared about bringing a shaman this week, just because I wouldn't know what to bring necessarily. It's not like a no-brainer build anymore, like it was the first couple weeks. So I think it'll be just fine, because those are all really good cards still. But someone smarter and better than me is gonna have to figure out the build. I think the warlock nerf, I think that's gonna be huge for Zoo, because getting those cards down on 3 and buffing that early board that you kind of built as a Zoo was a really big deal. And that coming out a turn later, I think, is going to really change how Zoo plays. I don't think that's going to change much about like the more controlling, like mid-rangey builds of Warlock right now. I think it'll slow it down a little bit, but you weren't playing that card on 3 anyways. Same with Warrior. I actually went into the statistics and on HS Replay and was like, when is this card even being played? Like, who's getting this off on 3? And no one is. It's played like most commonly on like turn 8, right? So yeah, I think where it might affect something is with, how are you spending all of your mana? Like, you can't play a 3-drop and a 5-drop, and you got to play 2 drops. How does that change things? So it'll kind of remain to be seen, but I don't think it's going to really hurt Warrior too much. What am I missing here?
Yeah, so
I didn't quite finish what I was saying earlier.
Sorry.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Going back to the shaman nerf there. I think that there's multiple, like you had mentioned, there's multiple different kinds of decks that shaman could morph into, and there's cards that could trade out if they still want to do the cycle. That could still work.
Yeah, it just won't be quite as good, and they already nerfed it, I think, is why it's like they're nerfing it again.
It goes to show you how powerful that shaman deck was. It got 4 cards got nerfed in the shaman deck.
Oh yeah,
50% of the Galakron cards in Shaman got nerfed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty insane.
I mean, it's actually literally. I think it's all of the Galakron Shaman cards. They didn't nerf the classic cards or the neutral cards. I mean, they nerfed every single one besides Galakron of the Galakron cards in Shaman. Right? It's the both invokes and the Dragon's pack. I don't think there's another one. Is there?
No. There's they didn't nerf the one, right? Although they didn't nerf it, didn't they? Yeah, they did nerf all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's as if what if they had moved quickly with Quest Rogue, right? It kind of felt like it was becoming, but Quest Rogue was never this powerful. I don't think either though. So, yeah, I'm happy they did it for sure. It has to be a stressful time for some people who are designing Shaman in the office right now, because if half the cards you design for a set just need to be nerfed in the first month, like someone's looking over your shoulder, I'm guessing this next couple months.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with
a big
this,
Shaman
though.
fan over there.
I'm okay with them putting powerful cards in a set and then doing
as long as they do this.
That was something that I was always a little bit curious about back in early Ben Bro days. He'd always say, well, we don't really want to nerf cards. We want to release other cards that counter the cards that are good. And so I was always thinking, well, this is a digital card game. I mean, one of the benefits you have is nerfing a card, and you could do it by just clicking a button, and everybody has it. So
yeah,
I like that they're doing this. I think this is healthy for the game. I think that people are coming back, seeing this, and are enjoying the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yep. I don't think it's as easy as clicking a button, but still, it's not crazy difficult. And like you said, it's an advantage of having a virtual card game. Just to circle back before we finish up this segment on the Scion, I think one of the nerfs that it does kind of hit a little bit, and Diamond was mentioning this in the chat. I know you guys can't see him, but it stops you from doing that barista on 8 with it, which is really powerful. But especially, I think it stops those more control-y decks that were using the Scion from getting tons and tons. If they played this plus Dragon Breeder plus barista, it just gets insane. They can keep getting more and more of these Scions, which are super powerful. So I mean, it just gets rid of that kind of broken scenario that doesn't happen every game, but when it does, it's like, well, this is unwinnable. I have to go through like 6 or 7 copies of this card that's already like ridiculously statted. So I do like it for that reason. And hopefully we'll see some really, really creative stuff. Maybe some, decks that weren't really shining before can find the way in. There has been really a viable priest deck for a little bit. Obviously we had combo priest for a very, very long time, and probably still okay. I mean, that deck is just good, but it'd be cool to see some other decks rise up a little bit with these nerfs, and still have the powerful effects that the Galakron cards do have.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Reno Mage is playable again soon, even before like the new awesome new Reno comes out, where like just he says magic and poof, everything disappears. But I'm hoping that kind of nerfing some of these Galakron cards equals and Reno Mage being playable again. So I love me some Reno Mage. So
awesome. Well, that concludes this segment. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I know we've been running pretty long today, so we'll try to be quick. If you have any questions for us, for our guest / new host, Dano, let's hold those for next time, since we are running pretty long. He'll be here, so you can ask away.
I will be here.
Just keep those in mind. Think about those, and we can ask him with whoever our guest is next week. We can ask both of them whatever questions you guys have. And just before we sign off here, I just want to go over, the rest of the events for the week. Tomorrow, I believe we do have Friday Night Fights. It's going to be Saku, and I think Silver T-Fox Demon will be casting. And there's 3 matches lined up. I'm not sure if they're going to do all of them. Keep an eye on the Discord to see. But the currently scheduled matches are Pro Series, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Craig of Canada of Pro Paid Gang versus Brick of Taste the Rainbow. That will be at 8 p.m. At 9 p.m. there will be a Legacy Series match. It's Lefty of Dirty Mike and the Boys against It's Me Mike V of Good Luck Albatrosses. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. and that's the red conference. And then finally, the 10 p.m. Eastern time match will be the Pro Series, Lefty again. So doubleheader for Lefty there, of the other guys versus 9 Eyebrows of the Menagerie. Boom. Those are your matches. And I think there might be some for Salty Saturday. I'm not sure what those are.
There are. I know that 2 of my my teammates are going to be on that. It'll be my match as well as so me versus Kel, and I know that I believe Chewbacca is going to be playing on that day as well versus who's he playing? The guy who he's playing, but he'll be on as well.
Awesome.
He's playing Brushy Tuna, so him and Tuna will be on stream as well.
So just check out the Discord for announcements of those matches as well as Friday Night Fights. Do you know if there's any other matches this weekend? I think it's just those 2 nights. I don't think there's anything lined up for Sunday yet.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, we're always looking for content and matches. So please, if you're interested, you're playing on one of those nights, or even Thursday nights. Some Thursday nights we can try to fit something in as well after Tavern Talk. So just let me, Donde, Saku, someone in content know, and we'd love to have you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope this is gonna be a great season. If you have any thoughts or ideas for us for the season, I'd love to change things up and add things. So just let me know. Let me, Desharmo, Dano, Diamond, Turd, or Mako know, and we'll try to make our best effort to improve the show. I really love doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Goodbye.